everyone. Welcome to the Good Doctors Diagnose for Wednesday, June 3rd. I'm Dr. Kristen, and I want to be really brief because my voice isn't important today, but I do want to take this time, just a couple quick seconds. We're getting a lot of questions about resources we'd recommend for people who are feeling really overwhelmed and confused right now, or perhaps really a lot of emotions. They may be very okay with the protesting and very against rioting. They may be confused by all of it. They may still not quite understand some of the demands. They may be angry for a whole lot of reasons, but we're getting a lot of questions. So we wanted to really quick highlight a couple resources that we think are great. There's a wonderful Google Doc going around that's been put together by two white scholars that a whole lot of Black activists have been saying is a really great place to start. And we'll be putting those in the show notes of this. It includes things, resources for children, and it is obviously very America focused. We're aware and continually educating ourselves about the race conversations in other parts of the world. I will admit that we are pretty America focused right now this week and maybe for a little while, but we're hoping to expand that out because we know that the understanding of white privilege is not an American institution. It certainly is entrenched here, but it's entrenched in a lot of other places. So the main book that, there's two main books that we'd recommend kind of all the time. The first is White Privilege by Robin DiAngelo, and I don't have it with me because I actually just loaned it to somebody last night. It is a brilliant unpacking by a white person of white privilege and kind of what that looks like in a really non-judgmental way. This is just something we all have, and how do we work with it? The second is The New Jim Crow by Michelle Alexander, which really goes into the prison industrial complex in the United States and the racial dynamics of that. Absolutely cannot recommend that enough. If reading books, by the way, is a challenge for you for any reason, the documentary 13 covers a lot of the same territory as New Jim Crow. And it is, we consider it essential viewing for being a citizen of the planet, to be completely honest, but especially an American citizen. I've got three others that I'd really recommend. This is easily the best and most accessible book I've read in a long time, called Me and White Supremacy. It is written for white people, and it is, man, just really powerful, really honest. And I have found it gave me a couple really good phrases and some conversation starters to get into it with the people for whom this conversation is entirely new. They don't they don't recognize kind of anything. This is a really good book to help you with resources for starting places. So again, that's Me and White Supremacy. This one's pretty new, only came out a couple months ago, but really prescient timing. The other one is Jessamine Ward is one of my favorite writers, Black women writers. She's just fire. She's just fire. And this collection of essays about a new generation talking about race, I've returned to it 5 or 6 times, and it really just continues to shape my thinking. I'm especially grateful how uncomfortable it makes me every time I read it. And the last one that I have today, these last 3 I'm trying to highlight because the first 2 a lot of people are talking about, but these 3 I haven't heard a lot of other people talking about, and I find them very valuable. So the last one is This Will Be My Undoing by Morgan Jenkins. Morgan is, I mean, again, fire. I've been following her on social media for a long time, so I was really grateful when her book came out. Just some really helpful ideas. If we could offer anything right now, what we would offer is that it is okay to feel whatever you're feeling, but you can't park wherever you are. There's things to do. There's systems to fix. There's conversations to be had. There's a lot of hard work ahead of us. So rest up, read up, learn to listen, learn to ask questions. If this is not your story, this absolutely applies to the issue of police brutality and systemic racism, but also to every other area. If you are not somebody who is differently abled, perhaps learning to not speak and listen in the spaces where people are speaking for that. If you're a man and a woman calls something sexism, don't try to correct her, just listen. If somebody calls something, bigotry and it's not against your people, just listen. That's what every activist that we know is asking us all to do this week. And so we are. we just wanted to take this opportunity that if you are in the same boat as a lot of our friends and colleagues are and wondering kind of what to grab to next and how to start your education, like I said, that PDF document that's going to be linked in the show notes, and then these books are great places to start. We hope that wherever you are both emotionally and physically safe, that everybody you love is healthy, and that this is a time in which you can quiet yourself and learn. We'll see you on Monday. Bye.